Chapter 1. Hostage Situation. Surround the building and cover all exits. I want eyes in there yesterday, people, Commissioner Joe Adams ordered. There is a hostage situation in progress located 7 miles north of the island of Manhattan, New York, located in the abandoned Glenwood Yonkers power plant. Sir, we've scanned the area and it seems that the hostages are located in the boiler room just south of the turbine hall. Whoever these guys are, they've covered most of the visual points, which makes it very difficult for our snipers to get a clear shot without endangering the hostages, Lieutenant Jared Jones said after he saluted the commissioner. What's the SWAT team's ETA? Asked Commissioner Adams. Captain John Mills, along with both privates Adrian Kingsley and Michelle Foster, were on their way, but they responded to a break-in at the Northwest Bank on 3150 Sheridan Drive. The lieutenant said after he took out a tablet reading the information. That's in Buffalo. We need them now. Where's Kane? The commissioner asked. Before Lieutenant Jared could respond, he was alerted by 2 beeps that came from his cell phone. He quickly pulled it out from his back pocket, read the message that he received, and couldn't help but feel relieved. Sir, SWAT Lieutenant Kane has entered the building through one of the skylights and has eyes on the hostages. There is no confirmation on the perpetrators, but will advance with caution, Lieutenant Jared said. Took the words right out of my mouth as usual. Keep me updated, Commissioner Adams said. Lieutenant Jared saluted the police commissioner and returned to his post. Meanwhile, SWAT Lieutenant Alana Kane slowly moves closer to the hostages while sticking to the shadows. As she moves closer, she finds herself confused as to why the kidnappers aren't anywhere to be seen, yet that doesn't stop her from pulling out her sidearm and continuing on. She gets to a crate, being the last piece of cover, scans the area once more, and once she saw that no other, besides the hostages, are in the room, Alana moved in ever so carefully. There were 7 hostages with their mouths gagged and their limbs tied. One of them looks up to see Alana within arm's length and started to mumble, which in turn alerted the other hostages. Alana quickly placed one of her index fingers vertically over her lips to indicate a quiet gesture that was noticed very quickly by the hostages, and they immediately calmed down. Just as Alana reached out her hand to unbound one of the hostages' mouths, she paused, spun herself around on her left with her gun being in her left hand, pointed the gun out in the opposite direction, and had it aimed at a man standing in the distance. He wears a white designer suit, has on a black tie, a black handkerchief in the left chest pocket, has on a pair of white plaid shoes, a black yarmulke on his bald head, and eyes, a bright brown colour. And what are you supposed to be? Alana asked. Apologies, I didn't mean to startle you, Miss. I am but a humble man with simple ambitions, he said to Alana. Who are you? Alana asked in a different tone. My, where have my manners gone? My real name has been dismissed long ago, but my new given name belonged to my ancestor Muhammad, since that was the man who the jinn listened to long, long ago, the now-named Muhammad said as he performed a deep bow before Alana. Jinn? Wait, you don't actually mean, Alana said as she remembers every characteristic of a jinn, including the invisible part. Before she could react any further, Alana felt a hand grip her left wrist with the gun in hand and yank her arm upwards. Ah, what the hell? Alana looks up after she shrieks in pain but doesn't see who or what has a vice grip on her wrist. Damn. And I thought this would be a slow day, Alana said. Alana quickly used her free hand to pull out her other sidearm and made an attempt to aim in the direction of where she would think the body to the arm that has her was. Yet she felt another hand grasp her wrist and yank it upwards. Tsk! Of course there's more than one, said an annoyed Alana. Muhammad let out a gentle laugh after Alana's attempt and slowly walked over to her. Well, that's not your everyday usual response that you'd hear. I must say you are an interesting one indeed, Muhammad said. Alana then felt her guns get taken out of her hands, witnessed them being handed to Muhammad from the air, but she was not shocked or surprised because she knew what it was. You say you're a direct descendant of Muhammad, the man that these jinns gave their ear to? Alana asked. That is correct, my dear. I am pleased that you know so much, Muhammad said. Why did you kidnap these people? Alana asked, redirecting the conversation. Well, my dear, that is a simple one, really. These few jinn have an unearthly urge to eradicate all of the people that they come in contact with, but do not fret, for I came up with a long-term solution. Rather than killing everyone at once, they should just take a few at a time, so that they could enjoy what they want to do for an eternity to come. Isn't that such a wondrous thing that I was able to accomplish? People get kidnapped every day all over the world, so it's only natural, right? The professional-like posture that Mohammed showed from earlier till now quickly faded away. So, you're the reason for the multiple disappearances. Your true colours aren't black and white, they're the whole damn psychotic rainbow, Alana said. Mohammed kept his cheerful smile and continued, It's too bad that you think that way, my dear. I would have loved having you around. Now you, these people, and your friends in black and blue are going to become fuel for my jinns, Mohammed said. Well, what? Just how many are here? Alana asked. Oh, didn't I mention? Right now there are 3 in here and there are 7 out there as we speak. One thing you should know about me is that I do not travel alone, my dear, Mohammed said. Well, I usually do, but I guess tonight is a good exception, Alana said casually. Not a moment later did the sound of whistling begin to echo all around them. The whistling echoed through the walls and travelled with the wind all around them, so the source of the whistling remained unknown. The tone of the whistles seemed like it came from an old samurai movie, and it brought about confusion on Mohammed's face. Right on cue, Alana said with a straight face. What and where is that coming from? Mohammed asked out loud. The hostages scanned the room in attempts to locate the source of the whistling themselves, but were unable to pinpoint it. Mohammed turned his head in another attempt to find the whistler, but the moment he turned his head away from Alana, he heard 2 loud thuds hit the floor in the direction that he turned away from. He quickly turned back around, and the first thing he sees is a person standing just inches in front of him, with a long crimson sword being held over the person's right shoulder. The person had on a black shinobi shizoko, a ninja uniform, covering from head to toe, but with a custom design. The top half was a traditional part of the uniform, but was sleeveless. A long sleeve fitted under shirt compensated for that. Gloves that conceal his entire hand, a mask that has white lenses over the eyes instead of the slit showing them, a steel grey belt like wrap, with a lightning-style S on the front. Around his waist with a noose holding the crimson sheath for the sword, along with another sword in its sheath with its colour being silver, and a pouch mounted on the back part of the belt, long cargo pants with 4 detachable pockets, and a pair of tabi boots with the slit in between the big toe and the other 4. Also another traditional part of the Shizoko uniform. What in the? Mohammed said as he fell backwards from the unexpected guest appearance. Mohammed then looked on the ground right behind of the ninja in black to see a frightful sight. The 2 jinn that were holding Alana were lying on the floor with their heads cut clean off. So much for a slow day, the shinobi said in a mysterious, relaxed tone.